Today we are talking about a tragedy that has ignited fury across Kenya. The death of Albert Ojwang in police custody on June 9, 2025. A young man's life cut short. Allegations of massive corruption, protests on Nairobi streets, and the deafening silence of two of Kenya's biggest political heavyweights, President William Ruto and Raila Odinga. Why has this case struck such a chord? And what does it say about the state of our police and politics? Let's break it down.
We are telling the police that Kenya is not a police state. Interdicting officers by and itself, junior officers, is not enough.
Albert Ojwang was a Kenyan from Homa Bay who found himself in the spotlight after his arrest on June 8, 2025. Why? He allegedly posted content on social media that defamed Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat. According to police reports, Ojwang was arrested following a complaint by Lagat himself, accusing him of false publication. Ojwang was taken from Homa Bay to Nairobi, and within hours, he was dead. Officially, the police claim he took his own life by banging his head in custody, but the public isn't buying it. His family lawyer Julius Juma described seeing Ojwang's body with a swollen head and blood oozing from his nose. These as fuel suspicions of foul play and reignited Kenya's long-standing concerns about police brutality.
The reasons as to why the late Ojwang was arrested, together with a few others, is because there was a complaint that had been launched by the DIG KPS about his name being tarnished.
They are responsible. The IG of police, the deputy IG of police, the deputy IGs, the OCS, they must have known what is happening. So they are culpable and they must be able to answer to the death of Albert Ojwang. And we are not going to rest, we are not going to sleep until they are brought to book.
So, what sparked this tragedy? A post on X claimed Ojwang shared a Gazette cover alleging that the Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat was collecting bribes from his juniors. Some even mentioned a staggering figure, 100 million Kenyan shilling every month. Now, there is no hard evidence that Ojwang made this exact claim, and the 100 million Kenyan shilling figure hasn't been verified. In fact, a similar claim about Lagat collecting 25 million Kenyan shilling monthly was debunked by Africa Check in 2025 as fake news tied to a fabricated newspaper cover. But Lagat, as Deputy Inspector General overseeing the police service, is a powerful figure. Could such a senior officer be involved in systematic corruption? The question lingers, especially since Ojwang's arrest came directly after Lagat's complaint. This isn't just about one man, it's about trust in our institutions.
We equally call upon the Deputy Inspector General of the Kenya Police Service, Mr. Eliud Lagat, to publicly and unconditionally recuse himself from taking part or influencing the investigations in any way, save for as may be required of him as a potential witness. We know that this recusal is necessary to dispel any apprehension of prejudice and conflict of interest that may arise on his account of his role as the complainant against Mr. Albert Ojwang.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Is it even possible for a senior officer like Lagat to collect 100 million Kenyan shilling in bribes monthly? The Kenya Police Service has long been labeled one of the country's most corrupt institutions. The Maraga report, referencing February 2025 Daily Nation article, exposed how senior officers sanction bribe collections, especially in the traffic department. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission estimates 3 billion Kenyan shilling is collected in bribes from motorists across Kenya every month. That's a massive figure, but it's spread across the system, not one individual. For Lagat to amass 100 million Kenyan shilling monthly, he had need to control over a vast network, which is theoretically possible but lacks specific evidence in this case. The claim feels like a stretch, but it reflects the deep mistrust Kenyans have in the police. Ojwang's death didn't go unnoticed. On June 9, 2025, activists and Kenyans took to the streets along Ngong Road, right outside the Nairobi funeral home, formerly City Mortuary. They demanded justice, chanting for President Ruto's resignation and calling out Deputy Inspector General Police Lagat. The protest, led by figures like Hanifa Adan and Joshua Okayo, disrupted traffic near Mbagathi Hospital. These weren't just random demonstrators. They were Kenyans fed up with a system that seems to protect the powerful while ordinary citizens suffer. The hashtag JusticeForAlbertOjwang trended on X, showing the public's demands for answers. This wasn't just about Ojwang, it was a cry against a history of police impunity. Attorney Farsafi claimed that quote-unquote comrades, likely activists or supporters, viewed Ojwang's body at the City Mortuary. But here's the thing, no other reports confirm this.
A lot of things are not adding up. We are still not able to give a concrete decision or position on what really caused the death of Albert, or who is culpable, or why he was arrested, and even if he was arrested for the allegations that were being made against him, we're not able to understand why we are being told that he was being held in isolation, and why we are being told that he hit his head against the wall and succumbed as a result of that.
We have quite a number of pathologists that are present. We have a family pathologist who is on site as we speak. We have a pathologist that is representing IMLU and the Police Reforms Working Group. We are here with Amnesty, Law Society of Kenya, Defenders Coalitions, Voco Africa, the whole team of our Police Reforms Working Group. We want to assure the public of one thing, that we will not relent until the truth is determined.
And we want serious action taken against those top officers who are involved. So tunaendelea kufuatilia postmortem, tunataka kuhakikisha imeweza kufanyika kwa usawa kabisa, ndio tuweze kujua the reason behind his death.
While protests rage outside, only Ojwang's family lawyer Julius Juma is documented as having seen the body, describing severe injuries. A post-mortem was scheduled for 2 p.m. that day, attended by the family and lawyers, but there is no clear evidence that protesters entered the mortuary. The posts reflect the passion of those demanding transparency, but we need more to confirm whether the comrades saw the body themselves. What's clear is the public's desperation for the truth. Kikuyu Member of Parliament and Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah weighed in, urging Kenyans not to politicize Ojwang's death. On June 9th, he said, and I quote, "The death of a single Kenyan must never be used to advance politics." He also warned against using the 2024 protests, which left over 60 dead, to incite further unrest. Ichung'wah, a close ally to Ruto, is trying to keep the focus on investigation rather than political point scoring, but for many Kenyans, this feels like a deflection, especially when trust in the government is at an all-time low.
And in line with the statutory requirements, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, was duly notified to commence investigations.
Nominated Senator Karen Nyamu started the pot with her comments, suggesting that the opposition might be behind quote-unquote self-abduction schemes to discredit Ruto's government. She said, and I quote, "We have seen shameless self-abductions to set the people against the government," but she also called for an independent inquiry and the release of CCTV footage from Ojwang's custody. Nyamu's remarks sparked backlash, with many seeing her opposition jab as a distraction from the real issue. A young man's death in custody is a classic case of politics muddying the waters. Now, the big question, Why haven't President Ruto and Raila Odinga spoken out 24 hours after Ojwang's death? For Ruto, it's a tightrope. His administration is under fire after the 2024 protests, and Ojwang's death could reignite that anger. He's likely waiting for the IPOA investigation to avoid looking defensive. For Odinga, it's trickier. As part of Ruto's broad-based government since March 2025, he's balancing his opposition roots with his new alliance. Speaking out could strain that partnership, but staying silent risks alienating his base in places like Homa Bay. Both leaders are playing a strategic game, but their silence speaks volumes about the delicate state of Kenyan politics. The death of Albert Ojwang is more than a single tragedy. It's a test of Kenya's commitment to justice and accountability. As IPOA investigates, the nation waits for answers. What do you think? Will we see justice for Ojwang? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. For Maisha TV, I'm William Juma.